So I wanted to make a quick video for the few Sunday copers out there. Now, I'm not actually trying to berate Sunday or the fan base here, right? I love Sunday. This account has an E1S1 Sunday. However, I'm talking about his synergy with Castorice. Now, a lot of people have noticed Sunday's buffs are not applied to Castorice's Memo Sprite 24/7 like they are for an RMC. For some reason, this game decided to make a free MC have better buff uptime than the limited remembrance support one patch earlier. Bro, okay, I'm sorry. It's just funny, right? But there is still a possibility of Sunday being best in slot with Castorice, despite what a lot of people doom posting Sunday feel, right? Now, keep in mind, Sunday is still a third best in slot support with Castorice at E0, and probably a second at E1 if you actually know how to play him correctly. In fact, there's a lot of showcases out there where a genuinely well speed-tuned team with an E1 Sunday will perform on the exact same level as with E1 Tribby and RMC. So keep that in mind. E1 Sunday for sure adds some value to your casters. However, I want to mention something that we actually saw during the earlier leaked versions of Castorice from Hersher of Sentience, right? This was a video he made where he ran Sunday Ling Sha, and instead of using Sunday to action advance Castorice and buff Castorice, he actually used Sunday to buff and action advance Ling Sha instead, in which she was dishing out some decent chunks of damage, right? After all, it ends up adding up a little bit with Ling Sha's damage, and the healing, having the 20% energy on ult, allowing Ling Sha to get her ult faster for Fu Yuan, having Fu Yuan do the follow-up, and then having Ling Sha do her skill, all three of these, right, combined, she was able to heal the team so much to the point that Castorice could get an insane amount of ults off, and it was genuinely one of her strongest teams, if not the strongest team in the entirety of the game. And what's so interesting about this is that Ling Sha isn't really made for Castorice in the slightest, right? Compared to Hyene, who is upcoming, who I'll get into a little bit, the synergy between Ling Sha and Hyene for Castorice, it's night and day. There is a massive fucking gap in terms of how much of a difference these characters are gonna make for Castorice, right? Now, what do I mean by this? I mean, we recently got V0 Cypher and Hyene kit leaks. We don't know the specific numbers yet, but we know what Hoyo wants these characters to do. So, what is it that makes me say Sunday could end up being a best in slot with Castorice when Hyene releases? Well, one, it is confirmed Hyene does do damage even outside of healing, and obviously this would likely be a higher chunk of damage compared to Ling Sha, because most of Ling Sha's damage is supposed to be locked behind break. So if you're not using her in a break team when she's not breaking enemies, even though her damage isn't bad by any means, it's for sure not that noticeable and doesn't add much, right? However, you have Castorice, who when she has her Dragon up, is doing minus 20% res down on all enemies on field, and this could likely lead to, when you also have a Tribby plus Sunday, Hyene doing really, really good damage, especially if you're action advancing her with Sunday, right? And keep in mind, in her kit, she has a guaranteed crit hit, so the only stats you really need to worry about for Hyene are HP, speed, and crit damage on whatever you can get, right? If you want to make her do as much damage as possible. So there is the possibility of Hyene doing significantly more damage for the team compared to Ling Sha, and obviously I think all of us are aware of this at this point. She'll 100% do better healing than Ling Sha. However, the thing is, the synergy doesn't even stop there, because with her signature Light Cone, you can drain your entire team's HP anytime Hyene does any action at all whenever she takes a turn, right? For those of you who don't know, draining team HP is genuinely one of the fastest ways, if not the fastest way, to get Castorice's ult charge, as whenever you get Castorice to take her turn and do a skill, that's usually when she gets 40 to 50% jump in ult charge just from that one move, right? So having Sunday action advance Hyene, or let's say hypothetically, right, Hyene takes a turn, she does like a skill or whatever, she dishes out like, let's say, 50 to 100k damage with the skill. She also heals your allies, and this leads to her also draining some of your team's HP with the signature Lycone and healing it back. This would be an insane amount of ult charge. I don't even want to imagine how much ult charge this is going to translate to. However, after Hyene takes this turn, you then use Sunday to action advance Hyene and her Memo Sprite, and this is probably instantly enough to get a Castorice ult up, which is absolutely insane to think of, right? If her damage numbers are even semi-decent, this could be absolutely insane, right? Hyene is adding damage to the team, she's adding healing to the team, and she's adding HP drain to the team, all three at the same time, better than any other sustain for casters. And the cherry on top, right? The cherry on top, I believe the V0 kit leak said something about her ult giving a max HP increase to all allies on your team. So this would be incredibly significant. It's similar to the current MOC buff, where I believe like all allies get like 30% max HP increase. This is a massive damage buff for all characters on your team. So a Hyene Sunday combo with Sunday regenerating energy for Hyene, allowing her to get this max HP increase more often, or maybe even it might be possible to have 100% ult up time with Sunday, right? This could be the most insane and most broken team in the entirety of the game when you use Castorice, Sunday, Tribby, Hyene, right? Now, yes, this is a Theorycraft video. Keep in mind, things can change. It is a V0 kit, and we don't know the specific numbers yet. However, taking it at face value and looking at how much damage Lingshot does for her niche, if Hyene even does half the damage that Lingshot does in a break team, while also offering the max HP increase, the HP drain, the incredibly fast healing, all of this for Castorice, she 100% will be an absolute game changer with a Sunday who is constantly action advancing her. So that's all I wanted to say for this video. I wanted to like lighten up the mood for some people who pulled Sunday only for Castorice, right? I do know Sunday has amazing value for most DPSs in this game. I'd argue him and Tribby are the two best supports in the game currently because of how universal their buffs are on so many different characters. However, I just wanted to make this video, once again, specifically for the people who might have been down about Sunday not being a best in slot or second best in slot for Castorice. He 100% with Hyene could become a second best in slot, and in my opinion, right, my biased opinion, I do think he will be a best in slot with Castorice when Hyene releases, especially with the recent V0 kit leaks. So that's all I wanted to say. Hope you have a great day. Hope you have a great night. Peace.